fucking Ooga cunts. Welcome to the cunt Welcome
See,
to the
it's not
Snapcast.
easy.
It ain't easy. It ain't easy being greasy, but we're here and what a fucking week.
Hey, it's been a fun week. There's been a lot of anger from some people. Linus, why has there been anger from some people?
Well, because of a fuck up regarding paperwork, licensing, names, and whatever the fuck else. The fight on January 19th isn't going to happen unless both Tonka and Andy run into each other in Knoxville and decide to crime the shit out of each other. Which, there are plenty of places in Knoxville in which you can do that, and the cops won't do jack shit. But that was the last time I was there, which was fucking, God, 5 years ago? 6? I don't fucking know. Either way, yeah.
I should point out, if they're gonna have that fight, Andy's best bet is to do it in one of the black neighborhoods. Well,
Definitely. Yeah, with the Knoxville Knockout Crew shirt for posterity's sakes.
Maybe some of the nice black gentlemen will want pictures with you.
Yeah. Pictures, autographs. Maybe they'll give him a 40 like that guy who gave him the whiskey earlier today. You know, you never know. They love that shit. They love it. Internet
I think you phrased things a little too nicely. The fight ain't happening because Tonka fucked shit up.
I try to be nice, Schmuckle.
That's the nicest way I can say it. Tonka fucked shit up. Best case scenario, this was a stupid fucking accident. But for somebody who's supposed to have worked in the industry in that fucking state, he should know how the fucking contracts work, right?
I don't think he ever worked in Tennessee. I know he worked in the other southern states. I didn't know he did Tennessee too.
Maybe I'm getting the state wrong. I could be.
I mean, we all look the same. I get it.
Pretty sure he said he had fought in Tennessee. But I mean, he should know how these contracts work. Then there's the fact that according to Failure, he didn't get a license for a cornerman or something like that. Didn't get the rental car. Didn't bother to book a hotel room. It sounds like Tonka never fucking planned to show up. It sounds like he never had any intention of going.
That's very interesting.
Which
for
those that are trying to keep up at home would mean that Tonka fucking lied. They lied through his fucking teeth after building his platform on Jeff Holiday, you're lying, I demand honesty. And also yelling the word goof a bunch.
So, which Twitter account of Failures do I look at?
Failure hates you.
Okay. Is Church of Failure even Failure? I forgot to ask him.
No, that's a different guy.
Who's that?
Not a clue, but it's not Failure.
Fuck. Okay. Well, all right. I'm looking through. Yeah, okay, there's a picture of a woman's ass.
1 second. I got a question in the chat. Rotten Beast says, the Snatchcast. Tonka ever pay you in prepaid cards like you paid Vamp and Failure?
That
I've never been paid by Tonka. I never worked for Tonka. That said, the prepaid card thing, important that Failure mentioned. I can't see any reason. If anybody in the chat or you, Linus, can suggest one. I can't see any reason. I can't see any reason that Tonka would pay them in prepaid cards, other than tax evasion.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some other logical reason. I can't think of one.
Yeah, I don't know jack shit about
that. Just sounds fucking sketchy, right? Like maybe there is
like
behind it, but
coming from me, a guy who knows jack shit about money, and that's gonna be fun to deal with. It doesn't come across as straightforward. It seems very convoluted. Um,
Yeah, and
still
things are
trying to.
rarely needlessly convoluted if there's not something sketchy going on.
Yeah, because there's no reason to convolute things unless you're an academic or something else.
Yeah, it's just another little sketchy detail, and they kind of start to pile up. Like when you look at all the preparations that Tonka didn't make for the fight, when you look at things like the games that Failure was saying Vamp was never reimbursed for. Uh, if you go back further, there's not only him calling Andy, or maybe not calling Andy a pedophile, but definitely implying it. He's
The
done this with
memes and
people
shit.
as well.
Yeah. Well,
And it hasn't just been with Andy. Failure posted a clip on Twitter. Failure apologized for it because it was Tonka and Failure, implying that Zeph and Liz were pedophiles. When you go back to the Jeff Holiday shit, there were things that were off there in terms of oh shit. I can't remember, but it was what
how
ended
he
up
approached the situation, I'm guessing. I never I got into all this after the Zeph and Liz shit. So I'm very unfamiliar with that stuff.
Was like right after the Zeph and Liz shit. I forget
Yeah,
what
I remember something about it being like Doc's holiday or some shit.
That was it. I ended up making up with Jeff upon receiving the information that some of the accusations against him were false.
Oh God, that was
that same information and didn't likewise change his opinion.
That was the time Ape went on, wasn't it? One of his last appearances. Naked
Yes,
Ape, when he came on in the middle of the stream and started flinging shit everywhere, like he.
Oh no, that was recent. That was recent.
Oh fuck!
I'm talking like a year ago.
Shit.
With the Jeff Kraut stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there was when me and him had issues. He had my schedule. He'd consistently try and get me on when he knew I wasn't available, and then go like, "Why the fuck ain't you showing?" Right? It's all small details that that add up to him being a pretty dishonest guy.
Yeah.
To be honest, we all should have seen this coming a long time ago. The guy is literally a used cars salesman. Like that's what he does for a living, and he fits the fucking stereotype.
Yeah,
he's like Failure said, he's charming. Even when he's fucking lying between his teeth.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I still think the other side of this are.
Well, it's become. Continue.
This is by no means me making good with Andy, right? Like, still fuck Andy Dvorsky.
Like,
also fuck Donga.
Well, it's something I say time and time again whenever an internet spat happens between two people I fucking hate. I can hate both sides of this, so I will. But in this case, I liked Tonka, and I don't know what to make of this. I'm still trying to process all of this because nobody looks clean after this.
And that's exactly the thing. There are people that have been kind of diehard for either side, right?
Yeah.
And Tonka being a piece of shit doesn't mean Andy isn't.
Yeah.
But also, you know, Tonka is a piece of shit, so yeah, you kind of gotta. And when I say piece of shit, like, I don't think he's a terrible guy, right? He's just
skeevy.
He's a massive hypocrite, and yeah, skeevy, good word.
Like skeevy. It's not.
Yeah, he's a liar.
He's not. If what Failure's saying is true, that he's not honest. He's not straightforward. He's not what a lot of us thought he was throughout the, I guess, year or two that all this is going on.
He's part of him is definitely what we all thought. right? The ego is real. The loudmouth that you see on stream is real. It's just all the details behind that are false. One thing that Failure brought up that really I didn't even think of it, but it really kind of it was driven home. When Andy took Failure's money, which apparently Andy says he's gonna send back to Failure. When Andy took his money,
oh God.
What?
Okay, continue.
When Andy took Failure's money, it was Tonka's fault. It was Andy's fault, but it was caused by something Tonka had said.
Yeah.
Tonka, who claims to make 6 figures and gets a bunch of money from super chats, Streamlabs, etc., didn't help Failure out at all. If he makes 6 figures, he caused the fucking issue. He could have handed Failure the $2,000.
Yeah.
Instead, Failure raised some of the money back from fans.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've made a point about how much fucking money you make, and you cause somebody who's supposed to be your friend to lose money right before Christmas, I mean, wouldn't you maybe feel a little responsibility to help that friend out because you fucked him?
Yeah.
It's things like that that give you a little bit of an insight into who the guy really is, right?
Yeah.
He's, to be fair, Tonka don't have internet friends, right? So
yeah, no, I mean it's
there's no reason to expect any type of loyalty there, but a basic sense of I fucking caused this, right?
Yeah.
Basic responsibility for your actions and the
Or a
consequences.
form. You're talking about ownership, extreme ownership. It's
own up to the fucking situations that you cause.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to process this.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a surprise to a lot of people, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I've had issues with Tonka in the past, so I had a little bit of a hint that he was less than consistently honest, let's say.
Yeah, no, I've
a lot of people haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Victor Rand says Tonka doesn't make 6 figures. I challenge him to prove me wrong and PayPal me $50,000. I'm hoping he takes that. Challenge accepted, right? Tonka just lost one. He's got to start winning again. $50K and he's got another win on his belt. We got, who is that? Rotten Beast says, I noticed Brockus ain't here. Is Brockus disavowing too? Or is he still rocking the Tonka hard-on like a handful of others are? I actually haven't had a chance to speak with Brockus in the past couple days. He's got the link, so.
Brockus has the link, Leaf has the link, and I think, did you say Vamp has the link?
Vamp has the link, because
because I'd love to.
I didn't think before putting the link in that chat, to be honest. But
it'd be good to get somebody who's close to explain this.
It would be nice because Vamp has more insight into the guy than any of us, right?
Yeah.
Dated the fucking guy, right? They've been together in person, shit like that. She's got.
And I've worked in skeevy places before. I've worked in skeevy places before. I've gotten paid under the table and shit for work that was done. I
under the table.
What?
For things you've done under the table?
No. It was honest work. It was just dishonest bosses. It was. It's not something I mind when it comes to money transactions like that. When it comes to tax shit like that, I'll be honest, it doesn't bother me so much because, you know, if there's a loophole in the system, fucking take it if you must, you know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't care if he's evading his taxes. It's just another thing that points toward him being dishonest.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
I
shows a
don't
certain
particularly
light that
care. Yeah, it pisses me off when you fuck with an individual's money, like Andy in Failure, right?
Mhm.
If he's not paying the government, that don't bother. It's not even my government, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but with everything else, it's another indication that he's not the most honest guy.
Yeah.
If it is for tax evasion, you know, like I said, maybe there is some logic there. I don't
Yeah.
to be an expert in the field, but uh, I can't see any other fucking reason.
Yeah. It's it it sucks that stuff like this had to come out now, especially. It really does. Um this is it's hard to swallow, and I've swallowed a lot of unsavory shit in the past.
Well,
Um
I bet you have. God damn.
uh,
But no,
um
it does. Like I said, I've had these indications that he wasn't completely honest, but this does come as a surprise to me because he was dishonest in a way that couldn't possibly do anything but bring backlash.
wait, so what was said earlier? Wait, so Tonka isn't going to Knoxville?
I think he had said something about going to Knoxville. The fight
Yeah,
ain't
he
happened.
said he was, but you mentioned that he didn't even book a hotel room or something. What was all that about?
Well, that was what Failure had said. He didn't get a license for something called the corner man. I have no idea what that is, but apparently you need a license for it. He didn't get it. Uh, he had never booked the rental car that they needed in order to travel there. Uh, he had said that I guess the promoters will cover the hotel room, right? But that
Yeah,
doesn't mean you have to book your own hotel room. So maybe it was a mistake
maybe
on
there
his
was a
part.
miscommunication.
With
Yeah,
everything, but with everything else not having been prepared, kind of seems like he just didn't prepare for a trip that he knew he wasn't taking. Uh,
that's I I, I
I
won't
mean,
go along that stretch, but
if,
I
if
can
if
get
he had
why.
if he had gone through with planning at least one of these things, it might have been like, okay, yeah, he was doing some shit, he missed some shit. He didn't prepare at all. He no fucking ride there, no place to stay, no license that I assume you need in order to make the whole fucking thing legal. Like, uh, usually for something you've had months to plan, you have at least some of the preparations covered.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Also, Victor Rand says, "Why rent a car? He has a Mercedes for fuck's sake." Yep, that's also good logic. Why rent a car when you own one?
I mean, he doesn't live far from. If he still lives in the South, I mean, it wouldn't be that long of a drive between states.
Oh, and Rotten Beast says, "Funny, I thought it was a Benz." Yes, that was a stream on this channel with Destiny. Um, it was an awkward situation where Tonka confused Mercedes and Benz as being two different things.
I don't even know what
While
they are, so
the Mercedes Benz, they're a car company.
yeah.
You'll notice that because they're Mercedes Benz, having a Mercedes and having a Benz are same thing.
Is that black people talk for I have money?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
he had said something, or Destiny had said something along the lines of, you have a Mercedes, right? And Tonka goes, "No, I have a fucking Benz, you idiot." Or maybe it was the other way around. But Destiny starts laughing, and he's like, "Yeah, it's the same thing, you fucking moron." And I was really, really fucking drunk that night, so I don't remember what happened from there. But
Once again, I wasn't even around
Tonka
for this.
insisted that he owned a Mercedes, but not a Benz, or a Benz, but not a Mercedes. It was dumb, is the point.
Yeah.
Slayer Raven says, "So do you disavow Tonka finally?" I'm gonna say exactly what I said to Failure before we started the stream. I'm not disavowing anyone. I am giving up on Tonka because he's not my responsibility, and I don't have to have anything to do with him. Tonka's become more of a liability than an asset. I don't like to be around people that are dishonest, especially not people who are dishonest and good at it. So I'm not disavowing anyone, but I will definitely be going my separate ways from Tonka. I can't speak for the rest of the Snatchcast. As far as Brockus and Leaf, you'll have to ask Brockus and Leaf. Jimmy probably doesn't know about any of this yet because he's in Mexico.
Samaj hasn't even been on when the fight started, was he? Like, didn't he start?
Yeah, Jimmy knows the fights. Like, Jimmy knows about the fight. Jimmy's only been gone, I think, a month and a half.
Oh shit. Okay. So he wasn't there when shit fucking escalated.
No, he's missed a lot of it. I doubt he knows I think he knows the fight's canceled. I don't think he knows any of the stuff that's coming.
Well, you know what we got to do. You know what we got to do, right? We need to have a stream where Jimmy has a lot of alcohol at hand, and then we have to tell him the entire rundown of everything that has happened, and he has to take a drink every time. I don't know. He has to take a drink every time he either, I don't know, does something that he would do when he hears this story played out.
Jimmy's probably going to be disappointed more than anything.
Okay.
Like most of us, he liked Tonka.
I mean, he did fucking art for the guy, right?
It's disappointing, right?
Yeah.
Rotten Beast says, "I think we're all aware of Leaf's stance. She's riding his dick so hard you would swear she shoved Viagra down his throat." Yeah, she... I assume Brockus and Leaf will probably both stick with Tonka. I can't speak for either of them, but that's what I assume is going to happen.
In terms of me, I wanted this fight to fucking happen so that way we could all get back.
I wanted this fight to happen, and I wanted to see Andy Worski get beat up.
I wanted I wanted so many things to happen to Andy Worski, and then more things to happen to Andy Worski. I have not hidden that throughout this entire fucking thing. I may have played it down for the sake of fucking, being able to reach out to both sides, but I have been open about my bias in this, and it was always towards Tonka.
I mean, even now, if the fight happened, I'd still want Tonka to win.
Well, I think it was something. I think it was actually something Tater said, or something one of Broski's guys, or I think maybe Broski himself said. I like Tonka, but I hope they both get hurt. Something one of those guys said. I'm quoting them. I don't know who said it.
If they were to fight now, I'd still want Tonka to win. I still don't like Andy Worski. I still got issues with Andy Worski. But as far as Tonka not getting hurt in the fight, my opinion might have changed there a little bit.
I want this fight to
At this
still
point,
happen.
I'd like it to be a close fight with blood on both sides.
Yeah. If what Tonka said about being able to reschedule is true, then this fight, a reschedule of the fight is possible, and both sides of the table can come to it.
Is anybody gonna fucking trust it now? Like,
At this point, I don't think anybody. Look, whether or not they actually trust it, it doesn't matter. They're going to use that as a fucking excuse, regardless, to not have a fight be rescheduled.
yeah, but what I'm saying is that there's little chance of them going through this promoter. There was a conversation with AIU and
There's
Kim
little
Wood.
chance of them going through any fucking promoter at this point. Jesus fucking
that's
Christ.
Exactly it.
With all of the concentrated autism that has been spinning around like a fucking whirlwind these last 3 fucking months, with every fucking spurg on every corner of the goddamn internet pulling their goddamn bullshit on normal human beings trying to run a fucking business, on friends and family who had nothing to fucking do with this. No wonder I would not be surprised if a promoter never worked with YouTubers ever fucking again. Everybody screwed up a good fucking thing here. Something that could have made a lot of fucking money. Something that could have started a whole new brand of blood sports, a whole new genre that everybody could get really into. But we didn't get that. And not only did we not get that, we may never get that again because people on one or both sides are too fucking retarded to act civilly when you have this kind of shit going down.
Well, that's exactly it. We've got... not only is this promoter, he's come out and said it, like basically fool me twice, shame on me, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're going to be accepting this, but yeah, you've made a good point. They bring this fight to anyone else, and they're going to be like, no, we've seen the fucking spurging about it. We've seen you guys act like retards about it. We're not roping ourselves into that.
When
right?
it comes to IRL business, word spreads fast amongst business, everybody working. When something like this fucking happens, the people involved lose the opportunity to ever put this fucking shit down ever again, unless the business involved is that fucking desperate.
Especially when you're talking about a specialized industry, right?
Like a specialized industry that's pretty much primarily down in the fucking South.
And by necessity, they're close-knit because the people, God, why can't I? The fighters are, they fight between these different promoters, right?
Yeah, there's
these people by necessity have to be in contact between each other.
Yeah,
shit like this is the type of thing where you see the stupidity surrounding it. Maybe you ask Valor, "Hey, what happened here?" Right?
Yeah. Why am I getting 20 different fucking calls?
Yeah, any fight they're gonna have is gonna be illegal. It's gonna have to be. Unless it's some like skeevy bar that somehow managed to get a license or something. Like that's the best you're getting. And at this point, Andy has nothing to gain from that. If Andy lets it sit the way it is right now, Andy won.
Well, I can see from a cynical perspective how Andy's whole camp could actually benefit. They could just turn this into more content like they have been doing. They could stretch it out the next 3 months like they have the last 3 months and keep this bullshit train going.
Yeah, they could.
Because it's clear people are stupid enough to be entertained by this drama for 3 months on end. Surely they're going to follow along for another 3 months because...
Yeah, but that's the thing, man. You say you're watching a TV show for 3 months, right? And then after 3 months, they just repeat the same plot that they just did for 3 months.
That's why I stopped watching fucking Dexter.
Okay, I wasn't aware that shows had actually done this, but if they just repeat themselves, you lose the fan base.
Yeah.
Right now, Andy won. The other guy's not showing. Andy won.
Yeah.
Somebody, where is it? Victor Rand says Andy should reschedule, but not for tomorrow. Yeah, you know what? Down the road, if Andy wants to go, yeah, you want to actually fucking show this time? It might draw some interest.
If he's a real fucking fighter.
And that's the thing. He's supposed to be. He's
he's
supposed
a
to be
big boy now. He's a fucking big boy now.
If Tonka was ever a professional fighter, I think he just ruined any chance he has of being taken seriously as a fighter again.
Because he had the chance to fucking prove it, and he either fucked it up or he just didn't bother.
Yeah, like I said, I tend to think that he never had any intention of going. But this was publicized and all that. Sure, it wasn't under his fighting name, so maybe the two won't be connected. But if people find out, if he tries to go back into fighting or something like that, he's done. If he goes in and they're like, we heard you under the name Tonka Saw. We saw that shit. It's not going to work for him. It's
everybody fucked up on this. Everybody fucked the fuck up on this fucking shit, and I'm fucking pissed off. And
I think the idea at the start, I thought the idea was pretty dumb, but you know, it would have drawn an audience, it would have made money, and
it would have generated content.
In my eyes, once it's making money, it's a good idea, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe not a good idea, but it's you know, a good business plan.
Yeah.
I really, and I hate this because this is the nicest thing you will hear me say about Andy. I don't think Andy fucked this up.
No,
I think
he didn't.
Andy did everything he was supposed to and fucking showed up.
Yeah. No, that is, I will give him that.
This was not everyone fucking up. This was Tonka Saw.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, fair enough.
And to a degree, Valor. They probably shouldn't have booked this in the first place.
Yeah.
Also, Joshua Janis says Tara LaRosa is pissed since she's the one who set up the fight to begin with. Yeah, I'd imagine she's probably pretty pissed. I would imagine she's not very pleased at all.
I'd like to hear them talk about how this went down. I'd like to see what story Tonka puts out for that. I mean, he's been at least I think he's been consistent in the story he's been putting out.
If you look at his apology, though, and I mean, if he was going to speak with Tara, the only good route to go would be to fucking apologize, right?
Yeah.
If you listen to the apology he put out, he doesn't apologize for anything. He basically says, you know what, you guys are wrong, but I'm not going to be able to convince you. The narrative's already out there. This is not a guy who cops to his mistakes. This is not a guy who admits when he does wrong. Even his apology was just, no, you guys are wrong, but fuck it, I'll take it. I don't see a conversation with him and Tara LaRosa going well. Now, the Geeker says the promoter and the Tennessee commissioner have already spoken about this. Is this skeleton avatar a retard? Linus, are you a retard?
Some definition.
The commissioner and the promoter already spoke about it, Linus.
I don't know look, there's a lot of shit that's been flinging out lately, and I don't know what's going on anymore. That's the thing. A lot of shit got flung at the same fucking time, not just on this internet.
It is a lot of information to take in.
Yeah. A lot of shit got thrown around, not just on here, but IRL. And it has been very difficult to keep up with things.
Slayer Raven says, anyway, I'll be back again as long as Leaf and Brockus aren't around. I'm not getting rid of Leaf and Brockus. They just ain't here right now.
Well, what's the beef between him, Leaf, and Brockus?
I have no idea. A lot of people don't like Leaf and Brockus.
Well, Leaf is a very
Linus.
What?
A lot of people don't like me and you. There's, you know, not everybody likes everyone.
Yeah, but you know, Linus don't care.
No, Linus don't care.
Yeah. So fuck it.
But no.
Okay, so seriously, is nobody coming on? Like, where the fuck are Leaf and Brockus?
I think Leaf and Brockus are trying to avoid the topic for the moment. I think we likely have different standpoints on the topic?
Well, yeah, no surprise there. I mean, uh, God, this is fucked. Like, I mean, we
Yeah,
don't have to have, look, Leaf Brockus, if you're listening, we don't have to have an argument about this. There's a lot here. There's a lot we've learned, and there's a lot that you've learned. And there's a lot that we know, and a lot that you know. If there's any way to bring some context to this, to try and clarify on this, please do.
I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot of clarity out of them. Which is nothing against them. I just don't think they know anything we don't, right?
Well, I don't
I
know.
don't think either of them were being paid or anything like that.
No. It I mean, in the Kumite Discord, I've noticed throughout the entire thing, throughout the Kumite Discord, when this was going on, Tonka was pretty much just as confused as everybody else. At least that's what he expressed.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, if you're gonna lie, that's kind of the way to go, right? Like,
yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, if you're good at that sort of thing, fine.
I mean, he is. Like, nobody can say the guy's not good at spinning things his way, right?
Oh, he's horrible at spinning things his way. I mean, look at how this whole shit show went down.
His end result, but he's good at spinning the narrative, so he's the good guy, right?
I disagree with that, especially
this one.
maybe I'm just not here. Okay, you're breaking up. What? Hold on.
Why do you disagree? Elaborate.
This entire fucking shit show and how easy it was for everybody to get turned against him. But then again, that's coming from me, a guy who has not been in the loop on everything IBS until IBS was going a third of its way already through its run.
Oh yeah, I guess that's a good point.
So my first impressions of Tonka were, I mean, it was the break I had from all the shit that I was going through. It was a nice break from everything. A nice hour of bravado, shooting the shit, and then some real fiery bullshit every now and then. So my impression of Tonka is rather positive initially, rather than where people who've probably been around him longer, who've been more exposed to his stuff longer and what he's done, probably a lot easier to see him in the light that you see him as. That's
the thing. I have consistently said I liked Tonka, right?
Yeah.
Even when me and him were fighting.
Yeah.
Like going at each other pretty bad. I consistently said I like the guy. He's not a bad guy. He's there are just things we disagree on, right?
Mm-hmm.
That opinion no longer really stands at this point, with not only all the lies that have been piling up, the way he's treated people like Failure, people like Vamp, people like AP. Yeah, I can't see liking the guy anymore. It's
become a lot more difficult.
I'm not disavowing anyone. I'm just, fuck that guy. That's where I'm at. Fuck him.
I'm just at the point where I want to go back to doing fun shit again. To go back to just dicking around, and
I feel like that's where things are headed. Because if you look at all the tense shit, all the stuff that's kind of got people at each other's throats for the past year and a half, 2 years, a lot of it's Tonka related.
Yeah,
a lot of it ties back to that shit.
Yeah,
he was. What's a nice way of saying this? He was a negative influence on the people around him.
Yeah.
not necessarily his fault, but that was the end result.
Yeah, the result of his presence.
Exactly. I'm not saying he was aiming to stir shit up all the time, although it certainly would make sense given what made his show the most money.
Yeah, it's just the energy that people have around them. Like, this is online and offline, you know? People have a
Yeah,
certain energy about them, and it attracts a certain... It either attracts or encourages a certain set of behaviors that catalyze, you know, shit that's latent. And
now, Abel Zerahan says AP disavows. I wasn't aware of that. Makes sense. I mean, Tonka pulled his shit with AP the other day.
yeah, I don't blame AP for disavowing.
So yeah, I can completely understand that.
Yeah, no, I don't blame AP for that one, but no, it's that is something that that is something Tonka that is the, I guess you could say, the seed that Tonka blatantly sowed.
Oh yeah, that one he very openly caused himself.
Yeah,
I mean, all of this he caused himself, but he was honest about causing that one.
like most of the shit that he's getting right now is sort of behind the scenes kind of shit, you know, where
So there are these varying relationships that people had with him, right? Like AP and Failure were close to the guy, right?
mm-hmm.
So yeah, obviously they're a little more pissed about this type of shit, right?
Yeah,
Me and Tonka weren't particularly close.
yeah,
Like I said, I liked the guy, but we weren't. We didn't do shows together. We didn't talk overly much. So I'm not like hurt by this, like Failure or AP might be, right? I'm done with the guy.
yeah,
Like there's no need for me to disavow the guy because he was never mine. I got me and my own. Tonka was never that, right?
yeah. No, you have your own sort of, I guess you could say, you have your own tribe to look after.
Yeah, if you want to phrase it in Tonka speak, yes. Schmuckle am half tribe. Tonka am not part. It's I understand why they would feel the need to kind of make clear that they're done with the guy, right? Because they're the ones that are the closest tied to him.
Yeah.
Personally, if I were to give hypothetical co-hosts of mine advice, I would say that would be the better route to go. But I also don't tell them what to do, right? So
yeah, this is.
I can hear it in your voice. It's disheartening.
It's so disheartening. Like this,
You know?
like I feel like, you know, when after you jack off
And you kind of feel bad about it for a couple minutes. It's that feeling.
Fuck no. No. I was going for something different because I never feel guilty after jacking off.
But yeah, as far as the Tonka thing, it's like I said, it's disheartening. But it's I know he has some issues. A lot like me, he's got issues with both sides. His Twitter is Ryan Relax 4420.
I see it. Yep. Okay, let's turn that brightness up.
But yeah, from what I understand, he's got issues with Andy and with Tonka. So I'd kind of like to hear his take on this. See if it's
here we go. The cynics.
Because I know
the page.
This is a lot more kind of contentious an issue than it should be, right? I don't feel like there's a whole lot of reason for arguing here. I think there are blatantly readily available facts. I think ultimately this is we're going in a good direction with with Tonka being outed for his bullshit. Personally, I would have preferred that there weren't any bullshit. He was, just up front. But at least now it's all out in the open, right?
Yeah, no, this as much as I like Tonka, this sort of shit needs to be out in the open.
It needs to be out in the open, not just so that he can stop consistently getting away with it, but also because, like I said, Tonka's presence brought this area of the internet to bad places. It got everybody at his throat, at each other's throats. It got everybody constantly out for blood, right?
Yeah.
It can be a lot of fun to do that shit, but it's not sustainable as, just how you run shit.
Well, look at what it's fucking turned into.
Oh yeah, it turned into like the plans for a real life fight, which I thought was dumb until I saw that it could make money. And then now the best we're gonna get, and apparently Tonka still wants to go to Knoxville. The best we're gonna be able to get is an illegal fight. So now we're talking crimes over this shit.
I don't care if it's illegal as long as the fight happens.
I don't care if it's illegal. It's not me that's gonna get arrested. But it's a bad precedent to set, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because it turns into internet gangs. Instead of having real life gangs, you have internet gangs, which I think might actually become more dangerous.
Then you have internet gangs that are playing at being real life shit. Like, it's
a bunch of fat, greasy spurgs at each other's throats with their fucking katanas and their Naruto headbands. Oh, God.
You remember that whole concept that, winning a fight on the internet's like the Special Olympics. You're still retarded, right?
Yeah.
People have forgotten that. And now it's become, I lost that fight on the internet, so let's fight in real life. Oh, I can't show to that fucking fight, so let's have an illegal fight instead. Like, it's...
Can you imagine how much fun it's going to be when virtual reality becomes a real fucking thing?
But you want to know the best part?
What's the best part?
All of this bullshit over online drama came from a guy who's not internet people. It's important that you remember he's not internet people.
Oh, he's internet people. We came to that conclusion months ago.
5-hour streams every fucking day. He's fucking internet people.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. I have said this before, and I will say this again. Tonka Saw is internet people. And what I mean by this is the naked ape, a literal fucking autist, a literal homosexual autist, one of my own, is no longer internet people. He does less shows than Tonka. He doesn't even do shows anymore. He doesn't do anything anymore.
No, and
Tonka is more internet people than that.
Tonka's been internet people for years. He's been doing these long ass shows about internet bullshit on the internet, while simultaneously claiming that he's not internet people, but his girlfriend he met on the internet. Like, it's ridiculous. Yeah. And yes, as Rotten Beast points out, Tonka is more internet people than I am.
He's more internet people than I am.
I mean, and I'm the internet generation.
I keep having to ask how to send a Hangouts link out.
You and me are from the generation where we should be hooked to our fucking phones all the time, right?
No, I'm one of the last generations that played outside. Like, we split our fucking time. Here's the thing. We split our fucking time between video games and playing outside. If it was too hot or too cold, or if the rain was really shit, we would play video games. If not, we would go outside, take some sticks, some plastic lightsabers, and maybe a couple of construction tools and beat the shit out of each other with it. We're the generation that experienced this.
We were also the ones that grew up basically with internet readily available, stuff like that, right?
Well, it was shitty internet, At worst, you got Neopets and MySpace.
Oh, Christ, Neopets.
Like we're the generation that experienced the fear of accidentally hitting a kid in that way to the point where he is on the ground crying and you have to repeat to him over and over again, okay, no need to tell mom, no need to tell mom, no need to tell mom.
Yeah, don't say anything. You're fine. You're fine. It's okay.
It's just a scratch as he's bleeding like from a fucking pierced blood vessel. You know, it's okay. It's okay. We can fix this. We can fix this. Just don't tell mom. You know,
Yeah,
as
I mean,
all.
what I mean is it's around our generation that, you know, they're the people you'll see at Starbucks all fucking day on their fucking phone, right? Shit like that.
Yeah.
Tonka, from what I understand, is considerably older than us. Like, not old, but let's say about a decade or so, right?
Yeah. Give or take.
Yet he's the one that is on the internet at least 5 hours a day just from his streams. Plus, there's the planning that goes into it. There's background conversations with your hosts or your guests or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's not internet people.
Yeah.
He's not internet people. He spends his life on the internet, but he's not internet people. It's important that you understand the distinction.
Yeah.
I mean, for fuck's sake, he met his girlfriend, and not current girlfriend, as far as I know, they're split. But he dated a girl on the internet.
And you know, there's nothing fucking wrong with that.
You know, it's not my thing, but if you want to do it, go ahead, right?
Yeah.
But if you're dating a girl on the internet, you're probably internet people.
Yeah. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, maybe don't live your whole life on the internet. Go outside now and then, but you know, if that's what you want to do you. But be honest about it.
Yeah.
That's the big theme with Tonka. Be
That's
honest.
the big thing with this whole fucking thing. Being honest.
Be honest. Shit.
Being honest and straightforward instead of either A, spinning a narrative, or B, weaving lies in the background. You know, and that's something, as we're seeing now, that both parties have done.
That's another big thing there. I don't get why there needs to be so much spinning shit in the background, right?
Either.
A lot of this stuff seemed like it was pretty straightforward. There didn't need to be secret plots and schemes and shit like that, right? They could have just had a fight.
Yeah, it could have been a fight.
All the stuff was there for this to just happen.
All the footage is there. All the experience is there. Why not just go through the fight? If you're gonna pull a scam, but do the fucking fight in the process of pulling a scam. At least entertain the fuck out of us while you're screwing us.
Exactly. Like it really seems like it was stupidity for stupidity's sake. Like I can't in my mind grasp how he thought this would turn out well for him. Like, how he thought that it was a good idea to hype up this fucking fight and not show. Like there's no scenario there that seems like it could be a win for Tonka.
I wish I could punch every one of these people through the fucking computer screen. I think I'm at that anger stage of grief.
Right?
Yeah, no, here's my fucking bargaining. Come on here and explain it in some way that'll make me understand why the hell this shit went on.
Now, Tonka knows he's always welcome on here.
Because I want to know. I legitimately want to know. Because I've seen the shit that's getting flinging around. I've seen the shit that's getting flinging around. And I don't want to fling more shit around if it's unwarranted. But if this shit is true, that, well, fucking fling it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't contact Tonka to give him the link. I have no idea how to do so. Vamp has it, so if Tonka wants to come on, the rule's always been if we're talking about you, then you're invited.
I left the Kumite Discord. I would have because you could go on Discord and send the link through that.
Yeah, I might still be in that. I don't know.
Because I just, after everything fell through and it was clear that there wasn't going to be a fight, I left the Kumite Discord because it was just everybody either being pissed off or talking about random shit that I didn't care about.
Yeah,
I've cut a lot of I've cut a lot of fucking ties in the last couple of days.
Yeah, there's been a lot of reason to cut ties. It's been an interesting couple days. Vinny Volt says Kumite rules, eh? They were our rules first. It's always been the rule here. And you know what? I'd kind of like to see him come on and try and shout us down. 'Cause at this point, he's the loser already. He's already lost. It would be fun to see him try to explain it in that way that Tonka does. I'd love to be called a hoe a couple times.
I'd love to be called a goof at least once. I get moist.
I've given up on the guy to the point where he can pop on, he can not pop on. Either way, I don't think there's any digging himself out of this, right?
Like, if you're gonna commit a crime, why not just go to Knoxville and crime the shit out of Andy? At least that way, at least people would get something out of it. Like, fucking hell, you gotta go with this fucking shit, this scam fucking shit. Shit that'll get you in jail for longer, or prison for longer, or whatever. When you could have at least had the satisfaction of laying hands on Andy like you've been claiming.
Yeah, instead this is...
Knoxville's a sleazy fucking place. Shootings happen all the time, man.
I mean, they could have... Never mind the official fight and all that, right? Mm-hmm. Never mind any of that bullshit.
Yeah.
It all could have been solved just with Tonka copping up to the fact that he didn't intend to fight Andy. Legally or not. He made none of the preparations, right? That's... Yeah, you don't plan a trip and then not get ready to go on the trip, right?
Right.
It's like I said, it's stupidity for the sake of stupidity. The guy could not possibly have thought this would go well. The only way that this could have gone well for Tonka was for him to fight Andy and win. I still am of the opinion that Tonka could beat Andy in a fight.
Yeah.
But without that fight happening, and
no
it being because Tonka's not going, Andy wins. Andy wins, and more importantly, Tonka loses. And you could be completely retarded, and you'd be able to see that coming.
Yeah.
Like, usually when people are dishonest, you can see the fucking reasoning behind it. You can see why they went with that lie, right?
Yeah.
Oh, well, with Tonka, it's like, okay, what the fuck was the logic? What did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, and
did you think you'd not show, and then you'd be like, oh, fucking Andy fucked this up somehow? I was afraid of being gunned down in Knoxville. There were bomb threats. Whatever fucking excuse you want to make, and just everyone would buy into it. You didn't fucking show for the fight, and you had to have seen that would not go well. I mean, to be fair, it's not just that he didn't show. He ended up making it so that they had to cancel the fight, but same end result, right?
Yeah.
I am not seeing what in Tonka's brain said, that's the plan. That's the way to go. Like, this is going to be a victory. It's infuriatingly perplexing, let's say. It's
As Tonka said, it's a miserable situation.
It's not a miserable situation. It's a fucking stupid situation.
Miserably stupid.
This motherfucker dug a hole, threw the fucking shovel out, and then went, okay, I won. Did I win? No, I lost. But I didn't fuck this up. I just won't be able to convince you guys. That's another bit of hypocrisy. Because I know for a fact he mocked Jeff Holliday's admittedly shitty apology. He mocked Mundane Matt's admittedly shitty apology. And then he comes up with an apology that amounts to, no, you guys are wrong.
Okay, here's what I will say about that. Yeah, here's what I will say about that. I think what more he said was, because I remember watching that apology video, and it was more like, it wasn't you guys are wrong, I didn't fuck up. It was I fucked up, but not in the way that everybody's saying I fucked up. He did fuck up, and he did stop the fight from happening.
He is admitting that he fucked up. The problem is he's not admitting. He's trying to pass it off as a mistake, an accident, a screw up, and not at all planning for the trip makes that ring entirely false.
That does, right? Yeah, no, that you are right about that. That does shine a that does cast the shadow of doubt on that explanation.
I mean, if I'm staying in the fucking city overnight, I'm gonna at least pack a bag, right?
Yeah. Like, at least, get a tent or stay in the car, Which, I mean, maybe that's what he was planning on doing. I don't know. We'll just have to see throughout the time this trip goes down. Maybe he'll show up, maybe he won't.
Yeah,
I'd like to see him show up.
Maybe he'll show up and they'll do an illegal fight. Who knows?
Tonga ain't showing up.
No, I don't think he's fucking showing up.
Yay, Cynic!
How did you guys get fooled by this idiot?
I'm not gonna lie.
Familiar with this shit?
Like I said, I've always had reasons to think Tonka was less than entirely honest. I thought he was a lot more honest than this.
Didn't you find it funny that there was hundreds of people that would keep on calling him a liar? I mean, didn't you, Schmuckle, call him a liar yourself in a very polite way?
I've called him a liar over a couple things. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't think he'd be dumb enough to lie in such a way where there was no possibility he wouldn't get backlash.
Well, when he was telling everybody not to use his promo code, didn't you guys think, why would he do that?
I didn't know he said that.
I didn't know he said that.
When I heard him say that, I was like, oh, that's a legal thing. He might be trying to get out. I was shocked. I assumed Tonka would show up and beat the shit out of Andy. But, I guess we all got fooled.
He's telling people not to use his promo code. That would seem like it would be so that, he wouldn't be obligated to fight, right?
That's another one. I mean, he didn't.
Discounts or whatever would have been passed in his name.
Oh, and Tonka, I know you're listening. You still owe me $1,000, bitch.
Wait, what?
Ooh.
He still owes me $1,000.
For what?
Elaborate.
I called. Last time he was on, I was in the chat and we were going to go back and forth, but I was in the car, so I couldn't get on. It was probably like 8 months ago or something when he was still on Andy's show, and he said that he fell asleep, and he deleted his Twitter, and they did all that thing. I thought it was just for to get views. But I said, dude, you were lying about that. Why are you lying? Just and I still kind of liked Tonka at that point. But you're lying. He's like, I'm not lying. Prove I'm lying. So I set up about 4 or 5 things saying that he was lying. Of course, he wanted to be the judge. And when he's the judge, he's not going to lose. Yeah, but he bet me $1,000 that I couldn't prove that he's a liar. Well, shit. Does anybody believe that he's not a liar at this point?
I mean, the fact that he lied about this and multiple other things doesn't necessarily mean that he lied about that. But and it definitely doesn't look good.
Well, I called him out on his so-called 3 prior fights. Now, I kind of figured that he did fight, but I didn't think he fought like in a major or a professional.
Like, I've definitely seen videos of him fighting. I don't know how professional those fights were.
Well, even he says it's not professional now. They were saying that this is his first fight, and he
was
never.
a professional wrestler in amateur MMA. That was
But he wasn't even amateur MMA. I was trying to ask him because I asked him. I was like, okay, well, who trained you? Who were you fighting? What styles do you know? Do you have a black belt? Just simple questions that a fighter would be able to answer real easily. And he told me, "Oh, I'll answer your questions when you answer mine." So he asked me a couple questions. I answered his, and I was like, "Okay, so where's my answer?" He goes, "Oh, well, I'm not going to give you your answer." Like, what?
That's kind of sketchy. I mean, first off, if you're going to be honest about your answers, you don't need time to think about them, right?
Exactly.
So, right off the bat, no, you first is bullshit.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't give the answers, that means it points toward him being a liar and unable to think on his feet. Who's got kids in the background?
I do. My girl, she ain't going to bed either, so
God damn.
She's gonna beat me every time, and nothing I can do about it.
But yeah, it's another thing to tack on that shows that he's not an honest guy.
Well, you guys do know that he kept on calling the promoter, telling him that Andy's people are going to do a bomb threat, and that Andy is reading the contract online. He's doing that for somebody who wants to fight. He sure is telling on how to get this fight stopped.
Well, the calling about the bomb threat was preemptive to prevent the bomb threat from happening, so that way the fight could go on.
No, dude. Okay, imagine this, man. You want to fight somebody. You want to kick their ass. And you find out that they might call a bomb threat in. Are you going to call the promoter and say, hey, they might call a bomb threat in? Or are you just going to hide that because you want to beat his ass and just hope that a bomb threat don't? It doesn't matter if you tell him or not. If a bomb threat gets called in, the place has to be evacuated.
I would take preemptive measures to ensure that they know that there's the possibility of a bomb threat, so that way they can be intercepted and the fight can go on.
What he's saying is that it doesn't matter if they know it's happening. A bomb threat's a bomb threat. The place is still being evacuated.
Yeah, and by your answer, man, that just means you never wanted to beat somebody's ass before.
That's fair.
No, Linus and
Tonka was doing everything to get out of this.
Yeah, I'm very new, naive.
Like that would be something to try and weasel your way out. Hey, just so you guys know, this thing might happen that day. Just so you guys know, he's reading the contract. And
I'm not a fan of Andy.
Like
I hated Andy. I hated Andy way before you guys did. Andy blocked me like a year ago for talking shit to him.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm on Andy's side here.
Yeah, no.
That as well. I'm also not a fan of Andy. This doesn't change anything.
I wanted this fight to happen because I'm the opposite of a fan of Andy.
Oh, yeah, no. Linus really, really wanted to see Andy get beat up.
And why do you hate Andy?
He's a fucking spurg, and I hate his fucking voice.
It's pretty simple.
I just hate his fucking voice. And the way he gets away with acting like a fucking 2-year-old.
So, Schmuckle, I find you to be a pretty honest person. That's why I keep on watching your live streams. Why would you keep on ball licking Tonka? I mean, he tried to destroy your channel. When you call him out on stuff, he talks shit to you. And yet you kept on going to his channel and wanted him to come to yours. You just wanted the views? Is that what you're looking for?
Big part of it was, Tonka was, let's say, worth something, right?
Yeah.
The bigger part of it would be Vamp is a friend, right? And Vamp and Tonka have obviously been closer than most people have with Tonka. A lot of it there was peacekeeping. But at the same time, like I said, I did like Tonka.
He's easy to like.
He is. He's a very easy guy to like.
But he's also
he has a voice that can make you moist.
Oh boy, I don't know about that.
Not all of us are the same as you, Linus.
So are we supposed to? So are we supposed to hate Vamp, or are we supposed to give her a pass?
I don't hate anyone. I don't hate Tonka. I don't hate Andy.
Okay, dislike. Whatever word you want to use.
But I mean, with Vamp, as far as I know, she didn't do shit. There is a chance that Vamp was aware that Tonka was full of shit. But I don't know that. So right now, my stance on Vamp hasn't changed.
Well, you're nicer than I am. She had to know that he was full of shit. And when somebody knows that somebody's full of shit and you don't say nothing, I can't be on your side either.
Well, and that's the thing. If it comes out that she was aware of all this, that would mean that she's been lying to me. And I'm not like Tonka where I demand honesty, right? But among friends, I'd like it, right?
Right. Yeah. Right.
So if that's the case, then yeah, I'll be going my separate ways with Vamp. But right now, I don't know that.
So does the Kumite come back?
Fuck no.
According to Failure, the Kumite will still be going. Apparently, Tonka has said that he will be continuing the show.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not going to lie, it might be worth tuning in on Monday.
Oh, yeah, the first few days he'll get probably, 8,000, views. But after that,
worth watching.
If he tunes in on Monday and doesn't go to fucking Knoxville, he's over.
And actually, the Geeker has a good point. Failure admitted he knew Tonka was full of shit. How would Vamp not know?
mm-hmm.
For the same reason that Failure wasn't entirely convinced. Tonka is a charming, manipulative guy.
Absolutely. He's a very good con man.
Failure knew there were things that were off, but he didn't necessarily know the guy was full of shit.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I like Failure. I want to like him, but he seems like one of those people that wants to have friends, and Tonka was willing to be his friend.
I feel like Failure... I don't think he's desperate for friends or anything like that. I think Failure is... he wants to be everyone's friend, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I feel like it was very easy for Tonka to manipulate him because of that.
So how much blame do you put on Andy, and how much blame do you put on Tonka for Andy taking that money back from Failure?
I'd have to blame Tonka or Failure. God damn it. I'd have to blame Andy more than Tonka because, Andy did the thing.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Definitely some amount of responsibility there on Tonka's part for fucking his friend over and then not helping him out in any way, while simultaneously claiming that he makes six figures.
He had to. There was days he had to be pulling in $5,000-$6,000.
Oh no, I'm not sure from the Kumite he was making quite a bit.
And Failure will say that he only
was not getting enough of.
Yeah, Failure said he was only getting paid like $1,500 was the most 1 month.
Yeah,
that's insane.
In a month where they'd make like $7,000.
And I gotta get this out here. Tonka was the 7th most important person of his own fucking show. Metacore, Andy were more important. The whole crowd thing was more important. Who's the guy who dresses like a kid? Might be a pedo.
I don't know.
What?
Hot Topic guy. He looks like he shops at Hot Topic. Jeff Holiday.
Oh.
Jeff Holiday was more important to him. The chat was more important than Tonka. There were people that go into the chat just to talk to each other and not even listen to the fucking show. Tonka was like the 7th most important person to his own show. He is not creative. Everything he has, he stole. Bloodsports is not his name. Kumite is not from him. Tonka's name isn't from himself. His 101-0, he's admitted that was Goldberg's thing, and he was just trying to annoy people with it. Nothing about him is original.
God damn. So it was basically all just personality, which is admirable. But
hey, I don't mean to be.
Wasn't that great?
Well, I don't mean to be a dick to people online, but a lot of people online are nerds who don't have a lot of friends, who don't have that cool guy around them, and they like that shit. And Tonka comes off as the cool guy.
Yeah, deep voice, smooth talker.
Voice maker.
That, yeah. He's the type of person that, like you said, he's easily likable. Yeah, he attracts people, but then he pulls shit like this, and that's the other half of the equation, right? There's attracting people, and then there's maintaining those people. He's managed to do it so far through help from Failure, Medicare, Andy, etc., and then from keeping up an ongoing drama at any given point.
Oh yeah, he just brought the Jerry Springer show to the internet. That's all he did.
And for a while, it was entertaining. It was
until the people who were coming on realized, oh shit, I'm getting made fun of. I'm losing subs. I look like a dick even if I win. Yeah, let's stop doing this, guys.
And that's around that point was when it started becoming more, I guess, manufactured.
Yeah, because nobody wants to. Well, nobody wants to listen to
fighting.
Yeah, nobody wants to listen to Godzilla talk and Garfield conspiracy.
I actually do.
Well, you leave then.
I'd sit down to listen to some Garfield conspiracies. I don't
like. I love shoot the shit kind of streams. They're great background noise when I'm doing other things.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that because that's why I was watching Tonka before he got popular, and that's one of the main reasons because I work from home and I need something in the background that I can't, that I don't want to pay attention to and watch because so I can do my work. And he was perfect for that.
Oh yeah,
I mean, a 2-hour show, about an hour and a half of it's dead air, so.
It's perfect for when you're playing Warframe and you got a grind going on and you got I want to listen to something, so turn on the morning Kumite. Back when they used to hold their backlogs.
Before it was all about fighting and stuff like that. It was just Tonka talking for a bit. Sometimes he'd have a guest, shit like that. I liked it. It was entertaining. Then the IBS started. I liked that. It was entertaining. Then it got to the point where if it wasn't dredging up the same old shit that they'd already covered, it was starting a fight for the sake of having a fight.
Yeah, with people that nobody knows and nobody gives a shit about what they're talking about.
Yeah, some of them were particularly bad. We've all done that. But I mean, they got to a point where because the internet blood sports was what people expected, that was what they had to pump out. For a while, the result of that was pumping out streams with nobody's fighting or streams with people fighting over nothing. Eventually, it became infighting. Their big thing would be Tonka and Failure were fighting. Failure and Andy were fighting. Tonka and Andy were fighting. And it would go back and forth like that amongst them. Then we got to the final form, the Valor thing. And I think at this point we're at a solid Kumite's done. I have a feeling they'll do 3-4 more episodes, and then they're going to give up.
So do you think he's going to have all the people on like he was having, like how you do, and you have 50 fucking people on one show? Or are people not going to even bother with him?
I think...
Like your good buddy Baracus, that dumbass.
Baracus and Leaf will probably be there. I assume Akujin will probably be there. Other than that, I can't really... Maybe the Nick Diorio guy. I'm not really familiar with him.
I think he's Tommy C's co-host, or used to be.
Yeah, I'm assuming those people will stick around. As far as guests and stuff, I think he's gonna find himself struggling for a bit.
I found it funny that isn't
people that don't want to be there unless it's to fight with Donga.
Isn't Akujin? Is that his name? Isn't he a co-host?
Yeah, the
train.
Sure, Australian.
Now, isn't that the guy who was trying to say Tonka would like dock some girl and was on Andy's show and was trying to give him shit, and Tonka called him like retarded and that he was trying to bang a transvestite?
I have no clue what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I ran into that video not too long ago, and that's why I found it a little funny how now all of a sudden he's his co-host. I assumed that he had burned so many bridges.
Train Avatar, the
Thomas the Train
British accent.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sounds like the same guy. I didn't know they used to have issues.
All right, guys. Hey, I'm waking my woman up, and she's pissed off about it, so I'm going to take off. Thanks for having me on, man. I'll come back some other time.
Yeah, man. Have a good one.
You stay safe. Hold your balls tight.
Yeah, dude, if you're having that many problems with your balls, go fucking talk to somebody.
No, hey, right? Dude needs to see a doctor.
All right.
All right, boys. Have fun.
Have a good one, man. Yeah, I think well, we've been going an hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
We can probably start wrapping up soon.
I mean,
there was one other thing I kind of wanted to cover involving I guess the shit that's gone down the past week or so.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make very clear that no matter what decision Brockus and Leaf make concerning Tonka, I'm not disavowing them based on who they associate with. You know, I've given up on Tonka. I'm not going to require that others also do so. Sound fair? They're maybe not Leaf, but Brockus is a big boy and Leaf is technically an adult. They can make their own decisions. Like I said, I don't hate Tonka. I'm just fucking done with him.
I don't.
I'm exhausted by the guy.
I'm exhausted by all of this.
So anyway, we're gonna shut the fuck down. We will be back tomorrow. I'll be there. Linus will be there. Maybe Brockus and Leaf will be there. I'm not sure if we're still friends no more. Hopefully we're still friends. I think I was very nice about what I just said just now.
Yeah.
Brockus and Leaf. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow, cunts. Get the fuck out of here.